Hey, good morning, Midwest Survivor. Time for breakfast bits. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody that's clicking on the channel. Be sure to click like and subscribe. Trying to hit 50 subscribers. Also, thank you to everybody that's checking out the Facebook Shorts, the Lemonade post, the TikTok post, the Pinterest post, and also the YouTube Shorts. Thank you for that. Like I said, still trying to hit 50 subscribers. Be sure to click the bell, click the thumbs up, click subscribe. So today's breakfast bits topic is being the cycle breaker is lonely. And I always say that whenever someone is doing something new, the first guy through the wall is always the guy that gets the bloodiest. Being the one who breaks the cycle isn't easy. When you choose honesty over denial, boundaries over people pleasing, and healing over pretending, not everybody's going to celebrate your growth. There's going to be resistance. There's going to be people that are going to be naysayers. In fact, let me just be honest and transparent. Somebody made a comment on one of my YouTube posts about how I was wasting my time, how nobody cared, how nobody was listening, and that I needed to give up, that I was this, that I was that. And I'd like to just say directly to anybody that's just watching the channel just to be nosy and to make comments and gossip. If you're here to do that, fine. But here's the thing. I genuinely believe that I can help people, and I want to help people, and I want to make a difference. I want to give pain a voice for men and for women as well, because everybody's going through something in their lives. Everybody has past hurts and experiences in their life that they don't want to talk about. And by speaking out, I want to give voice to other people so that y'all can realize and understand that you don't have to endure this. You don't have to deal with this. This isn't just life, but you can break your cycle. You can heal. You can grow. You can become the best version of yourself that you possibly can be. And we're all on a journey together. We're all trying to become better people throughout life. So some people will call you difficult. Some people will not accept the way that you are now, the way that you want to heal, the way you want to grow, because they've accepted you based on who you were and based on the fact that you could be controlled. Breaking generational cycles often means walking down a road that nobody in your family or none of your friends or nobody in your life has ever walked before. And that can feel lonely. I'm walking down this road by myself. No family, no friends, nobody. And it is lonely. It is hard. But you know what? I'm going to walk down this road continually, and I don't care how many people comment negatively or put me down or gossip about me or snoop about me. I'm going to keep walking down this road. And let me just say this to all you all that are gossiping and trying to say that I've gone crazy or whatever. I made this choice. I'm going down this road. And the more you all fight me and resist me, the more I'm going to go. And being perfectly honest with you, I feel healthier, more at peace, and more calmer than I've ever felt in my entire life. And I'm going to keep going down this road. And there's nothing you can do or say to stop me. Because here's the thing, I've got a chip on my shoulder now from dealing with this emotional abuse and all this stuff in my life. And I'm going to get healing from it. I'm going to grow from it. And I'm going to be the strongest, most best version of myself that I possibly can be. And if y'all want to gossip and talk about me, that's fine. If y'all want to make comments on my YouTube or my Facebook, that's fine too. But here's the thing, come hell or high water, I'm going to grow and I'm going to be strong and healthy. So, end of personal rant. But back to our topic, breaking that generational cycle is very, very hard, because whenever you are the first person doing it, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things wrong, but you're actually doing something. Little bit of family history. One of my ancestors took his entire inheritance, which I think was less than $100, and bought a small house in the small town in which I grew up in. Well, he had his wife and he had 3 kids, and he rented out one room of the house to people traveling through. It was a town that was being built in the time, and he then took the money that he was getting from leasing out that room and built onto the house, and eventually it became a 15-room hotel. Well, then he took the money from the 15-room hotel and then built a grocery store, a general store. Then he built an equipment business. Then whenever the automobiles came through, he put gas pumps in front of his store and had a gas station. So in the course of his lifetime, he owned a gas station, a grocery store, a farm. Oh, he had a farm too. A farm and a hotel. Well, whenever he was the entrepreneur of the family and he took risk. Well, after he died, his son maintained it. His grandson drove it into ruin. And after that, every generation after that, nobody wanted to take risk. Everybody was just happy with status quo. Well, I've got a newsflash for the family. I'm taking a risk. I'm walking the path by myself. I'm doing something that nobody else in my family has done. And I'm taking the risk. Me. So, if I can do it, anybody can do it. If you feel discouraged and you feel like that you can't take a risk, here I am. I'm 42 years old. I'm doing this on my own. I'm taking a risk. You can take a risk too and break that cycle. Loneliness doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. It just means that you're choosing a different future than the one that people with their own perceptions and their own ideas have tried to plan for you. I got tired of letting other people's perceptions define me. I wanted to make choices that defined me. Credit can be rebuilt. Money can be made all over again. But your future, your ambitions, your dreams are your dreams and your ambitions, and they live or they die with you. Remember, someone has to be the first person to say, it stops with me. It stops with me. The sacrifices that you make today can become your future. They can become the prosperity and the hope of tomorrow. So I encourage you to keep going. And if you feel alone right now, subscribe to the channel. If you feel like nobody understands you, subscribe to the channel. I understand. I get it. I want to give you hope. And I want to give you the courage to keep going on and keep struggling and keep striving on that path. Sometimes the hardest paths lead to the healthiest lives. So this is Midwest Survivor. This is Breakfast Bits. As always, I want you to get healthy, be healthy, stay healthy, get strong, be strong, stay strong. I'll see you tonight for dinner chat. You all have a great day. And as always, remember, it can stop with you and you can start a new life today and rebuild, recover, and learn to thrive. Have a great day.